Hey, how's it going? I'm Skitty Beans, and today we are going to be not traumatized today. Today, we're not having a traumatizing day. We are going to be watching Don't Watch If You're Afraid to Smile or Cry from our favorite Casual Geographic. So, I figured this would be a nice mix of, we've watched some pretty horrifying videos lately, so um, you know, maybe a little more lightheartedness we could all probably have in our life. I know I can. So I thought this would be a good one to watch. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like and subscribe, it would help me out a whole lot. And as always, I have Casual Geographic's video linked in my description below. Also, if you guys didn't know, I stream on Twitch. Right now I'm playing Skyrim. So if you wanted to come hang out with me, I would love to have you. I would also like to in the future do maybe some like live reaction to videos. Kind of like really anything, you know. We can stick in the animal realm, or we could, branch out, whichever. But I would love to see you guys there. So if that's something that you're interested in and want to come hang out with me live, I am over there. So, but all right, let's see some wholesome stuff, shall we? Those animals are so wild looking. I forget what that's from, but I remember seeing this one. What is getting pulled out? What in the world? What's going on here? Is that doo-doo? What is this? I don't know what I'm looking at. It look what is going on here? This looks crazy. What is this?
Yeah, about that. So I've been making content for almost 4 years now, and in that time, I put therapists in Bentleys and more people on couches in the housing crisis of '08. Probably an exaggeration, but you get the point. I've ruined
I get his point. I mean, I've not ruined, maybe a little traumatized, but knowledge is power.
more animals for people than the fans of Zootopia. So because of that, and because this video is 2 years old now, I thought it'd be fun to remake it. So, same rules apply. I challenge you to watch this video with a straight face. If you smile, you lose, and because I'm that confident, comment where in the video you folded. Because I got
I'm probably gonna fold in like 30 seconds. They all making me smile. Animals just make me smile in general. All right, we're chalking up as a loss to this because I'm soft. Okay, I'm soft.
Got an ace in the hole, and I don't mean Austin. There is one surefire way to make the terminally online smile.
Look.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that'll do it. Now, for
That'll
a while,
do
I
it.
wasn't a believer. I thought cats pretending to be scared by their cubs was one of those feel-good facts we made up. Like the idea that the four-letter C word that elephants think of when they see us is cute. The problem with that theory...
Oh my god. Get smacked.
idea that the four-letter C word that elephants think of when they see us is cute.
Oof.
The problem with that theory is we've seen lions, tigers, leopards, and snow leopards all do this, so there's only two options. Either the most overqualified killing machines on Earth also have the awareness of a kumquat, or cat moms actually play scared to boost their child's confidence. Likely to encourage the type to stalk, hunt, and all the things he'll need to get his own groceries one day. But the underrated part is they don't just act, they overreact the way any parent supporting their child would.
That's actually really smart though. Oh my. Okay. That's actually really smart to do for like the mama cats and what am I trying to say? And trying to like boost confidence in their kiddos. That's actually really smart. I would have never thought that. That would have been, yeah, that would have never even occurred to me.
But the underrated part is they
It
don't
makes a
just
lot of
act,
sense.
they overreact the way any parent supporting their child would. I've seen leopards get DoorDash
Oh
delivered
my
to the dome and
goodness.
tie. The things mothers do for love. But what about fathers? There is no child support in the wild, and nothing stopping most males from going out for milk indefinitely, but there are some exceptions, like Murphy. Murphy is a 31-year-old bald eagle living in the World Bird Sanctuary in Missouri, where the symbol of America is expected to spend the rest of his life after an injury left him unable to fly.
Oh, well, at least Murphy looks like he's getting well taken care of. Murphy's beautiful. I saw a bald eagle, like a few months ago. They're cool. I think that might have been like the first one I've ever seen. Like we were driving and it was like off on the side of the road, I guess, like in a tree, and I was like, and it had me thinking. I was like, I don't know if I've ever actually like seen one in like out in the wild like that. It's pretty cool.
Where the symbol of America is expected to spend the rest of his life after an injury left him unable to fly. He'd also probably never have a mate since he was never able to bond with any of the females. For a minute, it seemed Murphy's law had our boy in a chokehold. But one day last spring, keepers noticed Murphy acting weird. Or at least weird for a grounded avian incel. They took a closer look and realized Murphy had built a nest, but instead of an egg, he had a rock that he made his full-time job protecting from not just people, but the other eagles too. Scientists believe that spring hormonal changes had triggered a paternal response in Murphy. In other words, that baby fever had him acting different. But the story didn't end there. A couple weeks later, several miles away, an eagle nest had fallen during a bad storm. And one thing about eagle nests, they're much bigger than you think.
Oh my gosh, are they really that big? What? Poor Murphy though. Oh, he just wants to be a dad.
And there, a couple weeks later, several miles away,
they look pretty cute as little babies though. They're so fluffy. Little fluffy guys.
An eagle nest had fallen during a bad storm, and one thing about eagle nests, they're much bigger than you think.
I cannot get over this though. I had no idea they were. I guess I've never really thought about an eagle nest or how big they would be. I don't know. These things are huge. I guess, I mean, eagles are pretty big though. So makes sense.
The fall killed one of the eagle chicks and left the other one an orphan. And that's how Murphy got promoted from a rock to a real-life baby. Keepers introduced him with a little eaglet in a safety cage in case Murphy switched up and chose violence. He chose quite the opposite. He showed genuine curiosity in the orphan and eventually started feeding it completely on his own. And just like that, first-time father Murphy took the chick under his semi-crippled wing and the two bonded. Bro manifested fatherhood. And only a couple months later,
that's so sweet. Oh, my heart. I love this story.
Semi-crippled wing and the two bonded.
I love this.
Bro manifested fatherhood. And only a couple months later, Eaglet 23-126 was released back into the wild after being successfully raised by Murphy. And while it's technically bad luck to name a bird meant to be released, Murphy's son still managed to leave with a nickname, Rocky. Speaking of the rock that started it all, Murphy's rock child would be auctioned off with the proceeds going to the sanctuary's food bill. As for Murphy, I'm sure he's enjoying the empty nest. At least until next spring where he'll probably do it all over again.
No. Well, at least he got to be a dad though. Oh, that's such a sweet story. I love it. I hope his baby egg rock sold for a lot of money.
I'm sure he's enjoying the empty nest. At least until next spring where he'll probably do it all over again. And speaking of bodyguards for birds, next, we gotta talk about the Maremma. This cotton-colored canine was bred in the mountains of Italy by farmers to protect their livestock from anything from packs of wolves or bears to even white-tailed sea eagles.
White-tailed sea eagles? I don't think I know what that is. I don't think I've ever heard of one.
Livestock from anything from packs of wolves or bears to even white-tailed sea eagles. But they don't just look like sheep. Maremma puppies are often raised alongside sheep with very little human contact, leading to an overprotective Q-tip that views the entire flock.
Spot the imposter. Well, they blend right in though. Blend right in. I see it.
As its family. Don't get me wrong, Maremmas have the personality of a cinnamon roll most of the time, until you give dog Toretto a reason. So in this case, if you flock around, you will find out. And that doesn't just go for sheep. On the complete opposite,
it's like, don't mess with their family. I get it. That's their family. Don't flock around.
If you flock around, you will find out. And that doesn't just go for sheep. On the complete opposite side of the world, on Middle Island off the coast of Australia, the world's smallest penguin was flirting with extinction. The little blue penguin nearly got wiped out of existence by foxes. So bad that the population that was once at 20,000 got cut down to 27.
27? Oh my goodness. Oof. These little things are adorable though, these little penguins. Oh, I love them.
That the population that was once at 20,000.
I love the way penguins walk. I don't know what it is. It's like when you eat too much. I feel like that's like the embodiment of it.
Got cut down to 27. That's when a farmer had an idea. Swampy Marsh already had Maremma dogs guarding his free-range chickens, and you know what they say, penguins are just business chickens in suits. So he had two of his dogs, Yudi and Tula, raised around penguins. How'd they get their name? That's how. And just like that, the two dogs would see all penguins as their own, and as you can guess, they defended them.
They have like stuffed animal penguins for their training.
And just like that.
Like, so then they knew that I love this. Oh, gosh, they are so cute.
Two dogs would see all penguins as their own, and as you can guess, they defended them like it. The Maremmas didn't even have to put foxes on shirts. Just having their scent around was enough to make a fox readjust its grocery list. And
yeah, I bet. I mean, look, those dogs are big. Those are big dogs. And a fox would probably be like, "No, I'm good. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out."
Didn't even have to put foxes on shirts. Just having their scent around was enough to make
They're
a fox
beautiful
readjust
dogs,
its grocery
though.
list. And it wasn't long until the pint-sized penguin population made a comeback. The two dogs that
Aw,
pioneered this
yay.
have since retired, but to this day, you'll still see Maremmas running protection for the little blue penguins of Middle Island.
Oh, I love that. As they should be protected. I can't believe they got down to 27 though. 27? Gosh. Ooh.
You really don't deserve dogs. Even in one of the darkest days in American history, you'll find at least one dog trying to make it better.
That is so true. We don't deserve dogs. Dogs are amazing.
You'll still see Maremmas running protection for the little blue penguins of Middle Island. You really don't deserve dogs. Even in one of the darkest days in American history, you'll find at least one dog trying to make it better. You don't need a history lesson to grasp just how horrific the 9/11 attacks were. It was rough on everybody, including the rescue dogs. But you ever wonder what happened to the four-legged heroes of Ground Zero? Well, this is Brittany. She's a golden retriever with a name that would give autocorrect an aneurysm. She was
that is true.
Is Brittany.
Well, Brittany, you are beautiful.
She's a golden retriever with a name that would give autocorrect an aneurysm. She was also the last surviving rescue dog from 9/11. Ground Zero was actually her first ever job with owner and trainer Denise Carlos, where they spent 10 days at the disaster site. Brittany would also go on to help with searches after Hurricane Katrina and her equally evil twin sister Rita. Brittany would retire at the old age of 9, but wouldn't retire from making a difference, just this time in schools. She would go on to work in elementary schools as a reading dog. She was basically emotional support for first graders or special needs children struggling with reading, and with Brittany on the
I
clock,
love this. Oh, I love this. We love you, Brittany. We love you. Oh, what an amazing dog.
basically emotional support for first graders or special needs children struggling with reading, and with Brittany on the clock, those same children actually perform better. But like honestly most good things in the world, Brittany was unfortunately taken from us in 2016. But not before getting a hero send-off from firefighters and rescue workers on her way to the animal hospital where she was retired from life.
Okay, that's gonna make me cry. That's gonna make me cry. And then they gave her a little statue. Oh, I love this.
Send-off from firefighters and rescue workers on her way to the animal hospital where she was retired from life. Brittany retired from helping people, but the next animal needed people to help her retire.
Oh no. Oh. Is she just really old? Oh. She's beautiful though. That color, I love that color.
So this bear went viral because, let's be honest, if you've worked more than a minute or gone to college at some point, you've been this bear. But her backstory was less relatable and a whole lot less wholesome. This is Chada, and for the first 14 years of her life, she was part of the Ukrainian circus, where she was exploited, tortured, and treated as a prop.
Oh no. I hate these stories when you hear about animals and circuses and stuff. It's like, oh gosh, those stories are just absolutely horrific. I don't know. That like makes me sad. I think I've been to this. I think I went to the circus maybe once when I was younger. And even then, I kind of felt a little like uncomfortable seeing the animals that were in there. Like, I think I was too young to know that, like, obviously they weren't being treated well, but I think I was old enough to still kind of like get a vibe of like, I don't think this is right, or like I don't think this is okay, or you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think I've ever been to a circus since then. Do they even have circuses anymore? Is that even still a thing that goes on? I have no clue.
She was part of the Ukrainian circus, where she was exploited, tortured, and treated as a prop. Things didn't get much better when she was bought out of the circus because her new home would be a small rusted cage above a garage. That would be cruel for a bulldog, let alone a whole bear. The
Oh
abuse left her
no.
virtually blind and even cost her most of her teeth.
Oh my gosh, this poor bear. Oh, oh, I just want to hug her.
Worst of all, Chada is a Himalayan brown bear, an endangered species with only hundreds left in circulation. So long story short, it was all bad for Chada.
She just like, this is a real picture of her. She looks so sad. Oh, she looks like sad and defeated. Oh, I hate this. Oh gosh.
At least until 2019, when the beaten down bear was rescued and taken to the White Rock Sanctuary in Ukraine.
Oh,
So if she
good.
looks like the wrong side of the weekend, it's because she just woke up from a 20-year nightmare. That might actually be the
Yeah.
first time she's ever touched grass in her 25 laps around the sun.
Oh my gosh. At least she got rescued, but the poor girl.
Nightmare. That might actually be the first time she's ever touched grass in her 25 laps around the sun. But what does a bear that spent 5 presidential terms in a box even do for fun? Well, if you ever see her, she's probably playing in her pool
Aw.
or making friends with a stick, as one does. Or she's channeling her inner old head and yelling at the bears and wolves for making too much noise. And even though she's 25 and allegedly too old for DiCaprio, Chada's even been seen spitting game, kissing one of the other males in the sanctuary through a fence. The whole girl still got it, and I'd
Right? She still got it. Oh, she's just a sweetheart. Oh, I love this. I love watching seeing her play with the stick. Oh, I love it. I love this.
seen spitting game, kissing one of the other males in the sanctuary through a fence. A whole girl still got it, and I'd 100% commit a census subtraction for Chada. But I would commit crimes against humanity and an affront to the Lord for our next animal. Question, totally unrelated by the way, but you ever wonder what animal was the first time we've ever seen a dwarf in nature? Well, you're looking at him. This isn't editing, this isn't Photoshop. This is an elephant just over 5 feet tall.
Just over 5 feet tall. So this elephant's as tall as me? Bro, we're small. We're small.
I don't think y'all are really hearing me. I can look this elephant in the eye.
You probably gotta look down at it though. I mean, it's eye level to me. Okay. I probably gotta look up if it's a little over 5 feet, because I'm like 5 foot even. I'm short. Okay, I'm a small person. So this thing, I mean, but we're basically the same height though. I could have a little elephant friend.
Feet tall. I don't think y'all are really hearing me. I can look this elephant in the eye. Got a little out of character there, but yeah, not only did biologists in Sri Lanka find this DeVito-built elephant, they really found mans trying to square up with another male. Not
Okay, to be fair, I think Danny DeVito is shorter than 5 feet, which means that makes me taller than Danny DeVito, which I guess is somewhat of a win, right? Well, let me just have it, okay? Let me just have that one.
in Sri Lanka find this DeVito-built elephant, they really found mans trying to square up with another male. Not to mention the steed of Tyrion Lannister was actually the aggressor. Little guy wanted every ounce of the smoke. Turns out being built like an aggressive footstool makes it really awkward to fight you. And I like to think all the elephants treated him no differently, because even elephants understand. Sometimes shit happens.
True. I think that's true. Yep. But that's funny. That's funny. He's that little guy still got the fight in him.
The elephants treated him no differently, because even elephants understand. Sometimes shit happens. My only question is, with dating, right? You think you can reach? I feel
Oh, we just had to ask the question, you know? I hadn't even thought about that till he said something, and now I'm like, oh yeah. Maybe, well, I guess if she was nice, she'd squat, maybe lay down. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that's something that I want to try and picture though. But that is a valid question. It is a valid question.
My only question is, with dating, right? You think you can reach? I feel like it would take creativity, the Kama Sutra, and a Pilates class for a female to make it work.
Nah. Okay. You could just find a stump, right? Get him up on the stump. Problem solved, right? Right? Maybe? Hopefully? I mean, I guess it's gotta be a pretty big stump though, because how tall is the average female elephant? So, or, you know, maybe he needs a friend, you know, that could like hoist him up, or maybe two friends. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still going with maybe she could lay down or squat or something. Yeah.
I don't know where he is or what he's
Help
doing,
a
but if
man
I ever see
out.
bro in a Kevin Hart movie, then I can sleep well knowing he's found his purpose. But if there's one animal that needs a movie, it's one that got violated in one of the biggest box office come-ups of all time. I love Lion King, and Simba's revenge arc altered my brain chemistry for the better, but they'll forever catch smoke for having all the homies hating hyenas. In real life, lions steal from the laugh track of the savannah more than vice versa. And sometimes lions take more than just lunch. Generational beef is so on site that lions will go out of their way to blow a hyena's back out and retire both of their back legs. They don't even kill them, they just nerf their quality of life and let time do the rest. And that's exactly what happened here, where this hyena was filmed after a lion left him operating on less than 50%.
Oh my God, that is, damn nature. Jesus.
Exactly what happened here, where this hyena was filmed after a lion
I like hyenas. I think hyenas are pretty cool. I love the way hyenas look. This poor guy.
left him operating on less than 50%. But apparently last Sunday wasn't the first time a lion couldn't kill a 49er, because the same hyena was found almost a year later, still paralyzed, but still very much alive. Now I couldn't really find a lot of info on him, so that's all we really know. Or at least it would be, if I didn't reach out to the guy that took the video. This is Kathan Moore. He's a wildlife photographer who was kind enough to give me the full story, or at least from what he saw. So here's the full timeline of the hyena that ghosted death, straight from the source. He first saw the handicapped hyena January 8th, 2022 in Kruger National Park in South Africa. He was impressed, but also bittersweet, since there was no way he would survive the African bush with a broken back. Except Moore would see the same hyena again in April. Same disability, but otherwise still healthy. But the real plot twist wasn't until he saw him around other hyenas. Kathan watched as the two-wheel drive ran over Toolkill and started shoving hyenas out of the way, even snapping at one from behind. The disabled hyena was still bullying other hyenas in the clan and earning his pound of flesh, and Kathan even believes that he was one of the higher ranking members.
What? Go hyena. Yeah. Man. I tell you, I think if we all had some of these ambitions and drives that some of these animals have, we as people could be unstoppable. All of us.
The clan and earning his pound of flesh, and Kathan even believes that he was one of the higher ranking members. Kathan would see this middle finger to the Grim Reaper throughout the months before finding him for the last time on the last day of 2022. Almost a full calendar year after seeing him for the first time. According to Moore, he sat with the hyena all day, almost as if he knew. Now, Kathan hasn't seen him since, and while there is a good chance his time finally ran out, Moore also believes that he could have just moved on to another area with his clan. But even
I would like to hope that he just moved on, you know, like maybe he just moved somewhere else, but that is true, you know. He would be an easy pick off, but I guess you never know. I love this hyena. You can live with me.
Time finally ran out, Moore also believes that he could have just moved on to another area with his clan. But even the worst case scenario means this dude survived at least a year after getting spine split by a lion.
Yeah.
That's a W in and of itself, unless you're a Lions fan. Now, we've talked about some of the weirdest animal team-ups in nature. There's warthogs using mongoose as a spa, a guinea pig doing the same thing except with vultures, and of course the fact that ravens are a step away from fully weaponizing wolves. But there's another animal duo that nobody saw coming, and this one also involves wolves. This is an Ethiopian wolf, and out of the almost 40 species of
oh, they're really pretty. An Ethiopian wolf. I'll have to remember that.
This is an
Oh, I love that. Oh, I love their face. Oh, they're cool. I love those ears.
Ethiopian wolf, and out of the almost 40 species
of
canines,
so pretty.
They're the closest to getting completely discontinued. But they found an unlikely ally. This is a gelada. It's really the hippo of monkeys, because even though their dental screams carnivore, geladas have the diet of a lawnmower. Somehow the wolves
Oh,
figured out that their chances of a successful hunt are higher when they do it around the monkeys. In fact, their success rate went from an anemic 25% when alone, all the way to 67 when surrounded by gelada gang.
67? Oh my gosh, that is a huge jump. Oh wow. I wonder, that's, I love this. I love how, like, when they talk about how animals figure out other things with other animals and somehow it works out in like an odd couple sort of like kind of like dynamic. I love that. I just love stories like that.
It went from an anemic 25% when alone, all the way to 67 when surrounded by gelada gang. And somehow the same monkeys that run from the mountains when they see a feral or domestic dog are the very definition of unbothered around the wolves. The wolves even go out of their way to make themselves look like less of a threat, switching out their normal zigzag hunting run for a slower, less intimidating stalk.
That looks kind of intimidating though, but that's crazy. That's so cool. Animals are just I'm always blown away whenever I learn information like this because it just shows how animals are just incredible. All of them across the board, big and small, they're all just incredible.
Switching out their normal zigzag hunting run for a slower, less intimidating stalk. It's believed the grass-fueled geladas disturb rodents and stuff and make it easier for them to get picked off by the wolves. And even though the monkeys are about prey size, in about 8 years of research, there was only one time where a wolf tried to murk a baby monkey. The wolf got dealt with violently and like a predator on a registry was never allowed near the herd again.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, true. Fair enough. But only one? I mean, I'm sure it's probably like more than one, like because we can't see them all the time, right? Even if there aren't that many of them. But still, the fact that, obviously it's not a normal thing, that is just crazy. That is wild.
Wolf got dealt with violently and like a predator on a registry was never allowed near the herd again. So it might not be the Disney movie Wolves and Ravens are, but geladas and wolves might just be the most underrated duos in nature. But you won't find a better story than the tale of the BLT.
I just saw this the other day. I just saw the story. That's so funny that this is in here. I literally just saw this like 2 days ago and I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is amazing. Oh, I love this story. I mean, it's sad, but at least it has like kind of a happy ending.
The story of a lion, tiger, and bear cub all rescued from a basement in Atlanta and brought to the Noah's Ark sanctuary. The three had bonded and were inseparable, so they were nicknamed BLT. B for Baloo the bear, L for Leo the lion, and T for the tiger named Shere Khan. Baloo was like the chill older brother and the glue of the group. Leo was the quiet, stoic one, and Shere Khan was easily the troublemaker, but by far the most affectionate.
Look at the I love this story. I mean, like it's sad and like kind of odd because I think it was like a drug dealer's house or something in Atlanta that they got rescued from. So I can't imagine they were in great conditions, but the fact that they just had this bond, I don't know. I just love it. I love like the outcome. I don't love the circumstance, but the fact that they all kind of came together.
Shere Khan was easily the troublemaker, but by far the most affectionate. The three were basically conjoined triplets for 15 years until Leo would pass away in 2016 to inoperable liver tumors and Shere Khan expired in 2018. I'll drop a link to a video with the full story, but a lot of people wanted to know how Baloo was doing. So I asked them, and here's what they said. The last member of BLT is doing well and actually celebrated his 22nd birthday last July.
His 22nd birthday? Oh. Well, that's good. He's doing okay, but that's so sad though. That's like having like your whole family leave you, kind of breaks my heart a little bit for him.
They said the last member of BLT is doing well and actually celebrated his 22nd birthday last July. He hasn't been introduced to other animals since Shere Khan and Leo, but considering black bears are solitary, he's probably happier that way. And best believe the star of Noah's Ark gets spoiled with fruitcakes, ice treats, and even bubble baths.
Oh, he gets a bubble bath? Oh, I love that. Oh, he deserves bubble baths.
Believe the star of Noah's Ark gets spoiled with fruitcakes, ice treats, and even bubble baths. They even went and renovated his old clubhouse because Baloo only deserves the best, and when he's not in there, he's enjoying life in his own private personal pool. Low-key, bro living better than me.
I think he's living better than a lot of us. Living better than me, that's for sure. I want my own private clubhouse and tub, huge tub. I mean, I guess, you know, I mean, I'm not a big person, so I don't need like that big of a tub. But that's not the point. I want a big tub. I want a big one.
So how's Baloo doing? He's doing how he deserves.
Aww.
Also, his favorite treats are Tootsie Pops and Oreos. That has nothing to do with anything. I just thought it was cool. Speaking of Oreos, what do a parrot, a raven, a seal, and a beluga all have in common? They've all shown the ability to mimic human speech, from conversing corvids to catcalling.
Oh, okay, that was a lot. Oh, okay. I don't know who you've been hanging out with, sir, but that was that was like some nightmare voice.
To mimic human speech, from conversing corvids to catcalling seals. But there's another animal not enough people know about, and that would be Wilkie, a 14-year-old orca in Antibes, France, and the first one to ever mimic human speech. And before you say it, no, not like this. I think. I hope. You see, orcas aren't just intelligent, they have cultures and different trends that they follow, just like us. They also have different dialects, with each family group having different tones and frequencies.
I don't know how old most of you are that watch me, but I used to be obsessed with the movie Free Willy. Like that used to be like one of my favorite movies as a kid. I remember watching that all the time on VHS because I'm a old lady. So, you know, back in my day we had VHS, and I remember watching Free Willy so much. This was like probably one of like the top movies, I think, when I think about movies that I watched as a child. Like, but not like kid, you know, like maybe like 10, 11, maybe like around there. Maybe a little bit younger than that, I don't know, but somewhere, you know, but not like 6 or 7, but older. But Free Willy was, I used to watch that stuff like nonstop. That was one of my favorite ones. So I feel like I kind of have a soft spot for orca whales because of that.
It's like us. They also have different dialects, with each family group having different tones and frequencies. It's like how I can say Aaron earned an iron earn, but if you in Baltimore, you finna hear earn and earn.
What? What? What the hell? What is that?
And earn, but if you in Baltimore, you finna hear earn and earn.
Oh my.
Wilkie
Oh,
was
okay.
trained to mimic her caretaker, saying things like hello, bye,
Oh.
and even count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, before you judge them, just remember, they're doing that from a nostril on their head. And it's all fun and games until you're on a boat and a desaturated serial killer tells you bye-bye. But like with other talking animals, orcas are just mimicking the sounds they hear around them. Mimicry is a vital skill for a lot of animals, but it's also led to one of the most iconic animal pictures of all time. You've definitely seen this viral picture, but you probably...
Oh, I have seen this picture, except I don't think I know anything about it. I just saw this picture like the other day. I think like yesterday when I was, you know, so I like to brain rot myself on Instagram.
Iconic animal pictures of all time. You've definitely seen this viral picture, but you probably don't know the tragic chain of events that led to it. The man taking the selfie is Machu Shamavu, and the 2 girls behind him are Dakazi on the left and Ndezi. It was taken in Virunga National Park, home to up to 1,000 endangered mountain gorillas. Here, the biggest threat to a 400-pound pacifist is poachers, either trafficking babies as pets or straight up slaughtering adults to sell as trophies.
Oh my god, that is terrible. Are they? Oh, it's like I don't know if it's there, but there's like a few countries that are pretty big or heavy into selling like exotic animals, and they'll go poach them and then bring them to the market, and then they just stay in these cages. It's like it's like gut wrenching to see. I hate it.
Either trafficking babies as pets or straight up slaughtering adults to sell as trophies. And that's what happened in 2007 with a mother gorilla taking a bullet to the back of the head, execution style.
No.
She was long gone by the time rangers got to her, but they found 2-month-old Dakazi still clinging to her life-deprived mother. She was taken in, but it wasn't looking good.
Oh my gosh, that is so sad. I say I don't know how you enforce this, but I think poachers are free game. Poach the poachers, or let's hunt poachers. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it.
Kazi still clinging to her life-deprived mother. She was taken in, but it wasn't looking good. She was severely dehydrated after 24 hours without milk and even developed pneumonia 2 weeks after being brought in. That's when Andre Bauma got involved. He was the manager of the orphanage that Kazi was brought to, and he willed the sick baby gorilla back to health. The very first time they met, Andre held the baby against his bare chest.
I love this picture of them. Oh, it's so sweet. Oh, I love that. Oh. I mean, at least I know like a lot of these stories are really sad, but at the same time, at least some of the intervention that they get has been unbelievable for them, and that's what they deserve.
Baby gorilla back to health. The very first time they met, Andre held the baby against his bare chest for warmth and kept her there all night. Unfortunately, the story would only get worse.
Oh,
Barely
no.
a month later, another attack cost the park 5 gorillas, and yet another orphan was brought in, this one named Ndezi. Kazi and Ndezi were raised together and became not just lifelong friends, but sisters. Not only did Nakazi see her as family, she saw Andre Bauma as a mother. Gender roles be damned, and the feeling was mutual, with Andre seeing the orphans as daughters.
I bet those were like his children. I get that. I totally understand that. How many of you have pets that you consider like your child? Because I understand. I get it. These poor girls though. This is so sad.
Now, raising children's hard enough, and gorillas are no exception, but Andre actually had a secret weapon to keep the girls in line. Pringles. Yeah, we're not that different. Now, one thing about gorillas is that babies often learn by imitating the adults around them, and with only humans around, the sisters eventually started seeing the other rangers as role models. One day, a ranger noticed he had 2 shadows mimicking his every move, so he pulled out his phone, snapped a picture, and that's how the world got blessed with this. Now, unfortunately, in September of 2021, Kazi would pass away at 14 after a long-standing illness, and she spent her last moments in the arms of Andre Bauma.
Oh my god. Okay, this one's gonna make me cry too. Oh, well, at least she didn't have to die alone though, and at least she had a good life with him. But that's sad though. I feel like 14 seems really young.
After a long-standing illness, and she spent her last moments in the arms of Andre Bauma. Yeah, the same man that held her that night 14 years ago. So where are they now? Ndezi's still alive and well, actually serving as a role model for the younger gorillas in the park the same way her sister did. Mr. Bauma still out there making a difference any way he can. And Matthew, he clearly hasn't slowed down with the selfies. But that's gonna do it for this video. Drink water, hug your parents.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Lions fans. I know I rag on y'all a lot, but I low-key have respect for you guys. And if it was up to me, y'all'd be the ones in the Super Bowl. Shout out to Kathan Moore for helping me with this. Please go check him out and tell.
Oh yes, definitely. I don't know how old. I know this video is kind of old though, but either way. Oh, he looks like he takes beautiful photos of animals, so I'm gonna have to go follow him too. So yes, everybody, let's go follow him on Instagram if you have one.
Tell him I sent you there, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Oh, this was great. That was a great video. I loved that. That was amazing. I like it how we got like a little bit of sadness and some goodness, you know. It's just kind of how life is, right? This is a good balance between the two. But this was fantastic though. Loved it. So be sure to go and subscribe to Casual Geographic. He makes just the best videos, I think. And this one was just amazing. I loved hearing all these stories. I loved all of them. The bald eagle one was great. I mean, dogs are dogs. They're just amazing all around. But all of these were amazing. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.